I also really loved your note there on the Rutgers Michigan State game. State
sucks.
They do.
I could hear your voice when I read it.
Yeah, that's exactly why I laughed when I looked at it.
That's great.
Thank you for tuning in to Dancing with the Odds, brought to you by Rad Dad Productions. Before we begin this episode, we'd like to remind you of some important information. Sports betting can be an enjoyable pastime when done responsibly. However, please remember to gamble within your means and only if you're of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction. If you or someone you know is struggling with gambling addiction, we urge you to seek help immediately. There are resources available to assist you in regaining control of your gambling habits. Please call the National Helpline for Problem Gambling at 1-800-BETS-OFF. This confidential and toll-free helpline is available 24/7 to provide support and guidance. Dancing with the Odds and Rad Dad Productions do not endorse or promote excessive or irresponsible gambling. We are committed to promoting responsible betting and ensuring our listeners have access to necessary resources for responsible gambling. All wagers placed by Dancing with the Odds are made legally inside the state of Iowa.
Welcome back to Dancing with the Odds. We are your hosts, Dennis, Sean, and Aaron, and we are back to talk about our journey to $10,000. We just got a little closer this weekend, guys. Just a little closer.
You threw me off with that intro. That's a little different.
I changed it up a little bit. Changed it up. Try to move it around. Use different words.
Got to take it all in now.
Increase the vocabulary.
Yeah, it was good though. I mean, we're up to $80 bets this week again. So this will be round 2 on that. I think last time we did that was a couple of
So I wanted to just talk about it. I think I agree with you and continue to double our bets. But I also, if we go this week with $80 bets, let me just say, okay, our bankroll's up to $202. That's 160 of our bankroll we're putting out, leaving only 40. Do we want to continue to keep doubling, or do we want to do something like we increase our bet by 50% when we win?
Or do we just double the one parlay that we're really confident about?
I like that.
That is good too, which is similar to 50% of both, right? So
yeah. I think when we really talked about it, we just talked about, okay, we go from 20 to 40, 40 to 80, 80. And we never really been dropping double each week, which probably wasn't what we initially entailed, but
right.
It's
fluid.
Yeah. I think let's maybe just stick to one parlay this week, and then
and if we hit them both,
another one,
then we can.
What the hell? Yeah,
I like it.
But whichever one of our college and or pro parlays we're more pleased with, I guess, then we could try. That's what we throw the 80 on. Go from there.
Yeah,
I like it. I think that's a great idea. I just didn't want to go too crazy, and then we're doing a $10 bet this week.
Here's our $2.50 parlay.
Tune in to see if we make $11 this week, guys.
See if we can get back to 60 on Fliff, because that's what I earned today when I logged in at 6 a.m. Because I'm a total degenerate, and the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is open my Fliff app.
Count me in on that, because that's the first thing I do. I should get $1 because I totally zeroed out this weekend on Fliff, by the way. I hit some good bets Saturday, and the NFL just killed me on Sunday. Yeah. So I'm trying to build back up. Stupid NFL. What are you guys drinking?
But that's what I was just getting ready to ask.
What do you guys got?
I'm in Milwaukee, so of course I had to get some New Glarus.
Man. There you go.
I was expecting to see the Beast up there, but that's much better.
Yeah.
I did get my haul last week from the Tavoured comment.
Nice.
And I'm drinking a triple IPA. 10% alcohol from Evil Twin.
Only
Brewing.
10 this time.
Only 10, not 12. And it's called "Why Are the Shared Electric Bicycles Always Broken?" What that name I don't know why, but there's the can. It's very good.
This like does it have an answer band from the 2000s?
No, I don't know. but this Evil Twin Brewery, they make excellent beer.
They're good. So Evil Twin's good.
It's a brewery in Brooklyn, and they make really good stuff. So
you can find some of their stuff in Omaha sometimes.
Really?
The High V on 180th and Q sometimes gets random stuff from them. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know how. Maybe it's
the Gretna one probably will too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So no, it's really good stuff.
I'm drinking bourbon tonight.
Oh, nice.
So finished off that Whistle Pig piggyback 6 here from our golf trip and got it in my nice little Arizona. I don't know if you can tell my Arizona.
We almost got through 2
whiskey
bottles
glass.
of bourbon in 4 days.
So, there was a lot of bourbon was drank.
Yeah, we got through the Eagle Rare in about 2 days.
So good. But yeah, just sitting here, just cheering on my Diamondbacks are up 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th because of 4 solo home runs in the 2nd.
Yeah, so the Rangers.
We won't ask Aaron about anything else.
Yeah,
what the heck, Orioles? I mean, come on.
I felt bad for them too.
That was a bummer. I was hoping they'd go a little farther, but
they're very young. Their pitching staff needs some tooling.
Oh yeah.
But did the Braves win?
Did they what?
Did they win? Did they play today?
They did. They were on the field.
Dude, why are you asking that right now?
Okay. I don't know. I didn't. I just see they play again tomorrow. So
yeah, I don't like this playoff format. It's so stupid. They've gone every other day, and now they're in Philadelphia, and it's like we're going to go back-to-back games, and then they'll have a day off if Atlanta wins and finish up on Saturday in Atlanta.
That's a bummer.
So are you saying that affects the Braves more than it does the Phillies?
Well, I think those teams that played the wild card round they get to keep playing. They keep the momentum.
Stay in the groove. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously working.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona's been whooping ass. So no, the Braves did not win.
Didn't keep it going.
They lost 10-2.
10-2.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Ugly.
And it started off really good. Like the 4th inning, it was 1-0 Atlanta. And then it all fucking fell apart. But they don't have a solid third pitcher right now. So
did Minnesota end up pulling it out or no? Did Houston win that game?
Yeah,
I don't know either. I saw it was bottom of the 9th and Minnesota was down by 1. I don't know if they.
I don't know.
Astros won.
Did they?
Of course they did.
Yep, 3-2.
Of course they did.
That should be a pretty good ALCS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All Texas.
Astros, Rangers.
I like neither, but I guess I'd have to lean towards
Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw they outscored the Cowboys on Sunday or Monday, whenever the Cowboys played. So
that's
11-10. And they're a dumpster fire. Dallas started off like I thought they were going to be one of the best teams in the league. And then I remembered that Dak Prescott is their quarterback.
and it's the Cowboys.
And it's the Cowboys. And man, they're fun to watch lose, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are. I love it.
It's
great.
Yeah, especially when the Cowboys fans really got going and they're like, yeah, we got a really good team. And then it's not so much now. Yep.
Well, cool. We could recap a little bit. We already talked about it. We won one of our parlays this week. We did win our college one. So we hit on the OU Texas over, which was hilarious because Sean and I were waiting for our daughters at the studio and just pissed off because
Sean was not worried about it at all. Didn't worry about it.
No, Sean was just full of optimism and rainbows.
Calm. Yeah, I wish we could show the text thread that we had going on Saturday. It was like bipolar. It was just horrible. It was, oh my God, this sucks. I hate this. Oh, we're doing great. Fuck this. I don't like this at all. And
but it was so great. I was sitting in my car. Sean standing right outside my car in the window. We're both watching my phone because the radio stream was like 2 minutes behind. So we couldn't even listen to it. And we're just watching the freaking ESPN app waiting for an update. And sure enough, they score and went over. And we were both like, oh, Sean, I think you almost collapsed in the parking lot.
That was the last one, right? That was the one we needed to make it hit, or was there?
I think Iowa was. I think OU was the first game, and then Iowa pretty much got out to a lead, and they'd covered. I mean, it was close. It was still a close game, but
close at the end.
They covered pretty much the entire time. And then the NFL came around, and we just got it.
Was horrible. Close. Like the Bills show, it was weird.
You didn't listen to my bucket to cash.
So there is a part of me that I'm going to apologize to Aaron for that Carolina game. You wanted to do it and take the spread, and I did not. And you were 100% correct, sir. So my bad. I know garbage. I fought it. What's that?
So they are garbage.
I got a feeling we're going to test that hypothesis this week, though, just from kind of reading your all notes, and I think we may be on the same page there. So, except maybe Dennis.
Mine's a little different. I haven't even looked at everyone's yet. Another thing I told you I had some stats. Nothing crazy or anything, but I was just curious because I went back through and started tallying up all our bets. So first off, we've done 5 different weekends now, and 4 out of 5 we've hit at least one of our bets.
Yeah.
right? We only had the one week where we didn't hit either. We've never hit both yet. We've always done one college football parlay and one NFL parlay. I'm curious, what do you think we do better with, NFL or college?
College,
yeah.
We're 2 and 3 in both.
Huh?
I would have thought college too, but we're 2 and 3 in both. We always
hit the college stuff, so and then we're stressing on Sunday. So
yeah, well, the one NFL that we won, we thought we lost, so maybe that's why.
And I think that's why. Yeah, that's just it. That's ingrained in us right now. Yeah, we let us keep that anger.
So anyways, I thought that was interesting. So we're not that bad. We're not that bad, but still 4 and 6 over. Or I'm sorry, that didn't.
Yeah. We're 2 and 3 in both. 4 and 6. Yeah.
4 and 6, and we're up.
Yeah.
So
we're still playing those.
Going in the right direction.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, good stuff, guys. We're over that weekend. Let's move forward. Let's try to get 2 this week.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. I say we dive in and start looking at this week's bet. Aaron, you want to take it away?
Yeah, we'll go. So my college, I didn't really have a whole lot of time, unfortunately, to deep dive into, but I looked at 3 games that just kind of stood out to me. The first game was Rutgers 5.5 versus Michigan State. I think Rutgers has been playing really good, and I don't think they're gonna have a problem with Michigan State. And then road game, home game, I'm not even sure which is which, but Rutgers is a solid team. Michigan State's a dumpster fire right now. I wouldn't have any problems going 5.5 with Rutgers. Then we got Ohio State and Rutgers. Oh yeah, then easy 5.5. That's then Ohio State and Purdue. I went the over on 49.5 as it sits currently. I think both teams have decent. I mean, obviously Ohio State's got a good offense. Purdue can score some points. 49.5 shouldn't be difficult for either one of them. And then Arkansas, Alabama, the over on 46.5. I see this being an LSU Arkansas game, so let's right that ship since we went the under the last time.
Yeah,
I don't think the points were that low for it.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
I was looking at that.
They both are going to score. Neither one has a really great defense. 46.5 shouldn't be hard to cover at all.
That's great. You didn't even go in depth on those, and I'm like almost tucked into all 3 of them.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't get a whole lot of time to look at those. NFL, I got a little more time to look at, so I'll have some more substance on that one. But
okay,
from what I've seen, what I've read.
That wasn't a dig. That was a compliment because I think you picked 3 really good games.
My sales acumen.
That's right. Well done. You must do this for a living.
All right. Well, I can do my college ones here. So I'm going to start with KU, Oklahoma State. Kansas State played really well against UCF last week. I think they were only a 6.5 or 7 point favorite against UCF last week, and I think ended up beating them by like 20. So really overperformed based on the spread anyway. Now they're playing an Oklahoma State team that's kind of down this year. I think they did end up winning last week, but kind of down this year in comparison to where they've been in the past. Kansas is favored by 3.5 right now.
Is that really what the line is? 3.5?
3.5.
Yeah, I actually looked at this game as well. It kind of caught my eye, but not as much as the others.
Yeah, and so I see them covering that pretty easily, and so that's minus 3.5. It is at Oklahoma State, but Kansas has been scoring pretty readily against most teams, with the exception of Texas, but that was in Austin. They actually gave Texas quite a game for pretty much the first half, and then Texas kind of pulled away after that. But I see KU winning by at least a touchdown, in my opinion. Next one, Tennessee against Texas A&M. Tennessee favored by 3.5. This game's in Knoxville. Texas A&M, I think they played Alabama super tough. That was our best week that hit with the overs, I believe. But I see Tennessee winning by more than 3.5, and so I think this is another 7 to 10 point game potentially. A&M just coming off a really, really tough game against Alabama. There's a lot of hitting going on in that game too, so I could see this kind of being maybe a possible letdown week for A&M going into Tennessee. Tough place to play with a pretty good team, and so I like Tennessee covering the spread on that one. And then I agree with Aaron, Rutgers, Michigan State. It's in New Jersey. Michigan State had a whole lot of turmoil this year, and Rutgers 5-0 against the spread this year. And I've been meaning we just have to take them at some point this year. So
I feel like we've danced around Rutgers the whole year so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've used them a couple times.
So minus 5.5, and just looking at the odds right now on FanDuel, our preferred betting platform that we use legally in Iowa. Disclaimer. It's down to 4.5 now. So
what does Vegas know?
I don't know.
They know something.
But I do like Rutgers covering, and if this is the week that they finally don't cover the spread, then and I don't know if you guys read the Google document, but I've got a theory that I was going to try to test the Costanza method of betting, kind of assuming that all of my instincts is, again, I didn't do a whole lot of research. I just kind of saw lines that I thought looked pretty favorable, which I think is what most amateur bettors do. And
right.
I was like, well, and it just made me think of that Seinfeld episode where George is jobless, living with his parents, and it comes to this realization or epiphany. Is like, well, if everything that you think is wrong, then the opposite has to be right. So, well, maybe I need to have that approach to betting. So what my instincts tell me, like, these are all the good bets. Well, maybe try the opposite. I was like, well, whatever we pick, maybe I just for fun, just do the opposite of everything, and then compare and contrast and see how it goes. So, but so those are my 3-4 college this week. So
very good.
I also really loved your note there on the Rutgers Michigan State game. State
sucks.
They do.
I could hear your voice when I read it.
Yeah, that's exactly why I laughed when I looked at it.
That's great.
So
all right, good stuff, Sean.
I will play them tough, but like I said, they've covered the spread 5 games in a row now. So, hopefully this isn't the week that they cover, but I think they will. So
road game for Michigan State.
Definitely see that.
And 4.5.
Right.
Now the only thing
you right now, I'm already leaning towards the Rutgers game. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, no, and the only thing that gives me a little bit of like pause for that one is it moving to 4.5. Like, is there an injury that is
what do we not know
known about right now?
Yeah, that I don't know.
But their defense is going to play great. Shiano's a good defensive coach, so I'm not 4.5. I'm not worried about either. So
5-0 against the spread. That may be one already, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go ahead and go into mine. I picked 3 completely different ones from you both. First one that I looked at was at Iowa at Wisconsin. That over-under's at 37. I really like the under. I think it's going to be just a slogging slugfest. Iowa's
typical
defense.
Big Ten game.
Yeah, typical Big Ten defensive game. Iowa's defense is ranked 16th. They allow 6.3 points per game, right? In Wisconsin, they have a good scoring defense. They're tied for 26. They allow 18 points per game. So these teams are just going to be stopping each other back and forth. Previous 3 meetings between these two teams, the scores were 24-10, 27-7, and 28-7, all under the 37.5.
Sean, you're muted.
Oh, what's he saying?
I don't know, but his microphone shows up. It's off.
Damn it. I was just going to say Iowa doesn't score either. So,
right. And that's kind of I think that's how this game will probably play out. I kind of like this one.
4.5 now.
They're playing in Madison since 2015. Wow. Iowa has made the trip to Madison 4 times and averaged 13 points per game. So, I could see it 2 ways. I could see the Badgers covering. Is it still -10?
Yep. Yeah. And
but I like the under even better. So I think I would even play it down to 36. What did you say it went to?
34.5.
Yeah, that's when I start worrying a little bit, right?
That's right about where average they've been.
And that makes sense. Yeah. So people probably jumped on that Vegas 37.5. Yeah, they know so much.
They must know something.
Okay, so the next one I got is a ranked matchup. Number 12 North Carolina at number 25 Miami. I think North Carolina covers the 3.5. They're the favorite. Tar Heels have won 4 of their 5 games by at least 2 touchdowns, including Syracuse win last week 40-7. They've scored more than 30 points in every game this season. And Miami, they're coming off that crushing loss. Did you guys see this to Georgia Tech?
Oh, horrible.
Yes.
What were they? Why did they not kneel?
I don't know.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker. I think North Carolina just runs away with this one and covers that 3.5. Whether or not it's still at 3.5 is another story. But that's something we can look at. And the last one I have here is.
I was trying to find it here. It's top 25 at least, so that should be easier to find here. So, yeah. Keep talking. I'll clue you in here.
So the next one is number 1 Georgia at Vanderbilt, and this is kind of crazy, guys, because I'm going against my whole. I don't like the big spreads, but the spread's 31.5, and I totally think Georgia's going to cover. They've won their last 3 games against Vandy by a combined score of 147-6. Carson Beck is averaging 347 yards passing. Got 8 touchdowns in his last 3 games, and Vandy's allowed 40.3 points per game in its last 3 SEC losses. I just think Georgia's going to have a field day in this game and have a lot of fun and just run it up on Vandy.
Yeah, the only thing that I would look at is who Georgia has next week.
Who are they playing next week? Or is that what you mean? Let's look.
I would look. Yeah.
Here, I thought you were dropping some knowledge on me.
Just one of those things where, like, do they have?
Could this be a letdown game
coming in? Yeah. Right. Could it be a? Bit
they have a bye week next week, but after that is the world's largest cocktail party, against Florida.
Interesting.
So
yeah,
they got the week off between.
So those are the 3 I came up with. I will be honest. I feel most comfortable with the North Carolina-Miami game, and I think I like some of your guys' picks a little better. That's how I'm feeling so far.
Well, I definitely think we're all on board with the Rutgers game.
Agreed.
Yeah, especially at 4.5. I think I like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mark that. I'm going to change our sheet to 4.5, so when I get to Iowa legally to place the bet.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, it won't throw me off.
Okay. And then let's see here. Yeah, the Carolina one I could totally see. It is in Miami, but Carolina pretty good.
I wrote that wrong. So. They're not in Miami. They're in North Carolina. That's
Oh, it's in Carolina.
They're in North Carolina. Yep.
Yeah, I could totally see Carolina running away with that. I do agree. I think Georgia's going to blow them out, but it's the 31.
It's a big spread, right? That's what we all kind of said we would try to stay away from.
Yeah. What's the over-under?
I had to put it on there. I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, the over-under is 55.
But then you got that. Is Vandy going to score enough to make that or is it going to be like a Michigan-Nebraska game where
you score
42-3 or something?
Yeah.
I think we probably stay away from that. I think I like the North Carolina and I like the Arkansas Alabama one that Aaron brought up.
Yeah, I hate doing all 3 spreads. That always makes me nervous. I like throwing in like an over.
I love the over-under bets. I don't know. Those to me are the most fun.
So you want to do Arkansas, Alabama over?
Yeah, I think, I said, that's going to be.
I like that one.
That'll be like an LSU Arkansas game.
The Rutgers and then the Alabama Arkansas over would be plus 256.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And so put 8 on that. We'd be just over doubling. We'd be at 205.
That's great.
Do we need to add a third?
Oh, action.
Oh boy, what is happening? How quickly we fall.
Action. I'm telling you, I like KU.
No, I like going with the 2. I feel better about those 2 than the other ones. I like that.
Would you rather take KU on the money line?
Oklahoma State, and if it's a night game at Oklahoma State, that could be kind of dicey.
It's afternoon game.
Is afternoon. It's still.
We don't need Oklahoma State pissing us off, Sean, right before we go into Oklahoma. Although we'll be in the world of OU, not Oklahoma State.
That's true. I mean, we could do money line on Kansas, and that.
What does it look like if you throw money line? Add that.
So money line would put us at 479 plus 479. So $80 would win 383.99.
Do we want to put a pin in it for now? Go to the NFL and come back.
Sure,
maybe
just to let think about it a little bit.
Yeah, I know Kansas.
Sean's getting us all worked up.
Of old, but didn't Oklahoma State play Oregon pretty close?
That was Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, that's why I'm.
But Oklahoma State just beat K-State, right? Didn't they?
Yes, they did.
That's the worry.
Yeah, they did.
Like, are they finally waking up? Because I think they were expected to be a little better than they started off. So
yeah. That North Carolina Miami game scares me too, because I just knowing what they went through last week.
Are they going to try to prove a
Miami? Yeah, especially.
Are you saying emotion plays a part in these games?
Slightly.
I'm definitely good with the 2.
Mistakes.
I do really like the 2.
Yeah, I do too. And I say we just kind of leave it, let it marinate. We move on. We look at the NFL picks, and then we'll come back and decide.
We can come back.
We're probably not going to want to do 3 NFL.
No. God no.
God no.
So the three NFL games that I came up with, obviously, as of right now, or as of when I looked at this, the Panthers and Dolphins. Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites. Come on.
That's already one I want.
Yeah, and just to add to that, the Panthers secondary still banged up. They just signed DiCaprio Boodle to their active roster, if that tells you anything. And I mean, good
former Husker,
good Husker player, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, Achane is he's hurt for the Dolphins.
He's out.
He is hurt, but they still have Mostert, so
they do. And Tyreek Hill.
I don't think I don't even think they need to really run the ball at all with Carolina being so banged up on the secondary.
Sure.
And I think Jeff Wilson's back this week too, and he's a good back.
Yeah.
Just toss the ball to Tyreek Hill. That's all you got to do.
Or Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, either one. Then I got Colts.
For Jalen Waddle for my fantasy team would be great. So
Tyreek Hill would be great for mine.
When he does his little waddle when he scores.
Then I got the Colts 4.5 versus the Jags. I think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown there. Plus they're coming back over. It's in Jacksonville, but you got Jonathan Taylor's back. The Colts looked pretty good, even though they lost Anthony Richardson. Minshew's a good effective game manager. If they can lean on that run game, which they've already shown that they can, and I know the Jaguars are pretty good at stopping.
You knew I was going to say that,
but I think Minshew's good enough to keep him open. So
how big is Minshew's mustache right now? Has it fully matured this season yet? Because that really will tell me if this is a worthy bet. Sorry, Aaron.
It's very possible. Even if the Jaguars are good at stopping the run, the Colts have two very good running backs. And I think they can just pound it out. And 4.5 is not going to be. Jags could win, but I'm only seeing a field goal there, maybe. I don't think they're going to win by a touchdown. So I would feel comfortable with Colts plus 4.5. And then this game, and I think, Sean, you touched on it with yours foreshadowing here, but San Francisco and Cleveland, 37.5 is the points on that game.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, what are they thinking?
That's ridiculous.
Christian McCaffrey could score 37 points.
Easy.
So obviously taking the over on that one.
It's 42.5 now.
Oh, those tons of bitches.
Oh, I was wondering. Well, the line moved everywhere because, Sean, if you look, you and I both put this game down with the spread and they're different.
Yeah.
So, I looked at that.
What do they know?
San Francisco wasn't favored by more.
Oh, no,
than,
shit.
3
Sorry.
points?
I'm looking at the wrong game. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Hang on. Ooh. That was
San
that's
Francisco,
next week.
Cleveland.
Oh, never mind. Oh, God.
I'm not ready to talk about next week.
I can read. It's still 37.5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, San Francisco, Christian McCaffrey could score that much by himself. I know Deshaun Watson is not expected to play, but is that really going to slow down scoring for San Francisco?
No.
No team has been able to
San
hold.
San Francisco has to score all the points.
No team's been able to hold the Niners under 30. The Browns are still going to score. And if they do have to, if Watson is not playing, they've got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was a turnover machine last time, which means more opportunities for San Francisco to score. So either way, 37.5 over is that's close.
Don't have to argue with me.
That was close to a buckets of cash for me, but it's not.
Well,
awesome.
Okay. Well, I'll start with that one. I agree with Aaron. I was initially going with the spread, but then I saw the over under. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
give me that all day.
I was rubbing my eyes
all day. Yeah. So I just and the fact that it hasn't moved, I'm just like, what am I missing here? Like, there has to be something.
I'm marking that one, guys. That's we're all on the same page.
That seems like it seems like a for sure one. So I like that better. Like the -6.5, but which I think
even that.
Easily.
Are you looking at it right now, Sean? When I looked at it yesterday, it was -4.5, which is why I have it written down.
6.5 still.
6.5. Okay. 4.5. Wish I jumped on that.
Yeah, that'd have been nice. Agree with Aaron again. Miami 13.5 against Carolina. I could see Miami hanging another 70 burger on Carolina. And so it's in Miami.
It's in Miami, yep.
Yeah. And I know they got that one running back hurt for the Dolphins, but with that match with the not great defense, I think they're just gonna be all over them, and they can strike quickly and often. So
and Achane didn't even come on until what, 2 weeks ago. Mostert was the guy, and he can still be the guy. So
he's a great back. So
he's awesome.
And then my third one is the Vegas Raiders against the Patriots. It's in New England, but Mac Jones is not a good back. Yeah, and and Belichick cannot outcoach that. I can't remember who they played last week, but it was bad. It was pretty hard to watch. And so I see. Yeah. I believe so. I can't remember what the score was, but it was pretty bad.
The Saints shut him out. It was like 34-0.
Yeah, something like that. So, but this is an okay. I mean, they just beat the Packers, but they played pretty solid defense. Max Crosby, he's a hell of a defensive end. Really runs that defense. So I see them getting to Mac Jones frequently, and then and just New England doesn't score points. And so I foresee Garoppolo needs to target Adams way more. I think he only had like 6 or 7 targets all game. It's crazy. But he's got a lot of weapons. Possibly. Yeah. And so I think, they can run the ball well. They've got 2 good targets in Myers and Adam, that team, and a decent, pretty young tight end that they can throw to as well. So I like Vegas covering minus. I like the with the exception of the 49ers over under. I've really been a little bit happier with the spreads this week. So I'd say, the Niners 37.5 over, Miami at minus 13.5, and then Raiders at -3 would be my 3 recommendations for the week. So
good stuff. It was funny as you were talking, I had a thought where it's like, it's pretty sad when you're talking about, well, Garoppolo is a much better quarterback than Mac Jones. And it's like, that's how bad Mac Jones is.
Yeah.
Anytime you're saying Garoppolo is better than you probably shouldn't be starting in the NFL. Just saying.
Well, the Raiders,
like, you look at his numbers.
Great looking guy though. Great looking dude.
Handsome fella.
You look at his win-loss and his actual numbers. Garoppolo's not bad.
No, he wins. He's just one of those quarterbacks, right? Like, he wins games, but he doesn't put up big numbers. He doesn't. No, but he doesn't make a lot of mistakes either.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome. Okay, I'll dive into mine. So same one. I had the 49ers with the -4.5, but I think we all like the over on that game, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse there. Another one I picked out was the Giants at Buffalo, and I got a little cute with this one, and I like the Buffalo over 30.5 team total. And I looked at this yesterday, so I don't know if it's still the same, but I think the Bills are they're going to put up a lot of points on the Giants. Giants defense is really, really bad. They're not going to stop Buffalo, and Buffalo's coming off that loss last weekend against an actual tough defense over in England. And I think they're going to blow up. The Giants defense is like 29th and then they're 27th in success rate allowed. So people just move the ball on them constantly. And they've let 4 of their 5 opponents score at least 30 points against them. And they haven't played Buffalo yet. You know what I mean? So I could see that. So that was a little bit of a cute one, just taking the over on the Buffalo team total at 30.5. The other one I had was Carolina at Miami. And do I really need to explain? I'd be beating a dead horse again. So I'm not going to go much more into anything that you guys haven't already covered.
Although you do have +14 on the sheet, which I looked at that and I was like, are you really going to take Carolina +14?
Do I have? No, I don't.
Yeah, you wrote +14. I was like, whoa.
Well, Miami would be -14 if you went +14.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I put it on
Carolina's not covering that.
I see what you're saying. I put it on the wrong side. Yeah. There you go. Happy. I just updated it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I feel so much better now.
Know what I mean, not what I write. All right. So what are we thinking? So obviously, I think we all want that 49ers Browns over.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
37.5.
Yep.
I mean,
what kind of action does it give us with that one and the Carolina Miami game?
Yeah, that's
+260. So
that's pretty good.
Win would be, it would be 208. So we're pretty similar both.
Remember, one of these is going to be 40 and one's going to be 80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing 20 and 80 or?
Yeah. What are we doing? 40 and 80 or
30 and 60? What?
No, one is going to be double and one is going to be just 40, right?
Do we just want to stick with 20? Be an even 100 for the week?
I'm fine with that. Whatever you guys think, that's fine.
Sure.
So what would 20
if we bet 20, it'll win $52.01.
Ooh, that 1 cent
gets us over.
Or we could get feisty and go 3-leg here.
Oh, get that action.
So put 40 in there and see, because if we go 40 and 80, 40? Then we're still increasing our overall money that we're betting by 50%.
It'd be 104.03 if we hit that.
See, that sounds a little better, right?
Sure.
And then that would be down to 120, 80, and we'd still have 80.
Yeah. So God forbid we'd still have 80 in the coffers in
the kitty. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got? How do you guys feel about that?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we like the Panthers, Dolphins, and 49ers, Browns?
What's that?
So do we like those two games for our bets? Okay.
I do. Yeah.
I was just going to say, this is going to be the one fucking week that the Panthers decide to show up.
Bryce Young has the game of his life.
Yeah.
It's a coming out party for Bryce Young.
DiCaprio Boodle, he shadows Tyreek Hill and locks him down.
Kind of like how Burrow finally remembered he was a really good quarterback this weekend against my team.
Yeah, what the hell?
I wasn't too far off on that. I was like, watch, this is going to be the game.
You did.
That Burrow throws 4 touchdowns and 400 yards.
Pretty close.
You got pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close. Okay, I guess we have our bets now. Yeah. Do we want to look back at college and decide, do we want to just keep it at the 2-leg?
Sure. I think so. Let's.
Yeah.
Just to stay safe.
Okay. Yeah. So to recap for our listeners, our college 2-leg parlay, we're taking Rutgers -4.5 versus Michigan State, and we're taking the Arkansas-Alabama game over 46.5. And then for the NFL, we're taking the Dolphins -13.5 versus the Panthers, and the 49ers-Browns game over 37.5. So those are our bets for this week. Very good. Very good. All right. So now it's time to talk about buckets of cash.
Buckets of cash.
All right. I hit mine. Wyoming did its thing. I did not expect that to happen at all.
Carolina got beat by 18.
You hit yours.
That was mine.
Fresno State lost, didn't we? No.
Now you two were going against each other. This was Fresno State.
Oh, it was the Fresno State.
Yeah,
that's
Fresno
right.
State on the
that's
line.
right. Okay.
That was bad.
It's funny that my buckets of cash hit, but I really thought Wyoming would just lose a close game. I did not think they were going to actually pull it off. So,
no, they played great against Fresno. I was actually watching that game, and it just kept going. I mean,
they look good.
Wyoming played a great game.
That I'm telling you, it's a home field advantage playing at that elevation.
Sure. Yeah.
They don't have a crappy team. You know, they've been hanging in there with some pretty big teams this year. So
yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Yeah, Craig
all right.
Bohl's
So
good coach.
What's that?
Craig Bohl's a pretty good coach.
Craig Bohl. Yeah. So what do you got this week for your buckets of cash, Aaron?
Obviously, again, Carolina and Miami. Yeah. No more needs to be said. There was a close second, like I said earlier, with that 49ers Browns game, 37.5. But God, Carolina and Miami, 14 points, 13.5, whatever it is. I think it moved down to 13.5 last I saw.
Yeah.
There should be, I mean, I hate to say it, but kind of like you said, Sean, they could hang 70 on them.
Oh, yeah.
I could see them easily winning by 21.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So that is not my buckets of cash. I'm between the Niners game and on the over and Rutgers at -4.5. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go 49ers on the 37. 49ers Browns 37.5 over. That's going to be my I wish I had
buckets of cash.
That's what I'm going to go with this week. So hopefully I can get back in the winning track this week. So
I don't like going last with buckets of cash because I don't want to copy you guys.
Well, there's so many good ones to copy.
There are. I'm going to take my buckets of cash as is it the line -6.5 right now for the Niners? Not that it matters because I'm going to go either way.
Yes.
I'm going to take the 49ers to cover or -6.5. That's my buckets of cash.
So what you're saying is if you had an Instagram account, you would stand in front of the camera and throw buckets of cash.
I mean, first I'd have to go to the ATM and fill a bucket.
Get fake money.
Yeah.
Oh, to get some Monopoly money so we could like videotape.
Yeah. It doesn't
videotape. I'm old.
Get out the VCR.
That's right. Well, good stuff, guys. Like we did that pretty good time. I feel like we're starting to tighten this up a little bit.
Yeah. We got any other crazy
bets for this weekend?
I keep looking. I think I got to go back to DraftKings because I think I can find like the real crazy international sports leagues.
DraftKings does the really crazy shit.
They do. I'm logging into my phone here, but because I remember at dance comps when, I think that one time we were in Ames and I was just sitting in the upper balcony watching, and it was like, "Oh, I wonder what I can gamble on." I was like, "Oh, look at this! There's oh god, it was like Egyptian basketball or something." I'm like, "What the hell?"
Miniature horse racing.
Like, yeah,
hobby horse competition.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so all sports, but they had just all kinds of goofy stuff on here. So so like basketball's on here. No idea what that means. There's Australian basketball, art. They got esports on here. Maybe you should get into the Emmy Awards. We could look into Emmy Awards.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be a good one. So actually, they got the odds for the winner of the outstanding drama series, and I've seen.
What's the line on that one?
So Succession is the favorite right now at minus 750.
I love how DraftKings is like, somebody will bet on that. Let's put a line down.
I'm thinking about it.
The Last of Us is number 2 at plus 700. I agree with Succession though. That's
Last of Us was pretty good too, but Succession was outstanding.
Yeah,
that was a
Succession
great
was awesome. So, so we could maybe talk about it next week. We do our Emmy Awards research.
Oh, that'll be fun. Have a little. Is it the weekend we're in Austin? When are the Emmys?
Like, there's handball. Yeah, so maybe I'll just have to look on DraftKings. I was hoping that but they don't have that. Just table tennis on here. Yeah, but no volleyball yet. I don't know when volleyball season is in Europe. It must be in the early spring. So I think that's when the Kansas Sean trip.
Yeah, that's Kansas Sean. Yeah. Prime Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas Sean. So we're gonna stay away from Kansas Sean this year.
Sean, as we
Academy. Oh yeah, we got the Academy Awards here too. So
and that's January, February. It's beginning of the year sometime, right?
March.
That'll be fun. We can.
Time.
January, February, March, April.
Q1. It's in Q1.
Yeah. The favorite for best picture thus far is Oppenheimer, which I
no Barbie.
I do agree with. That was a good movie, but they've got stuff on here like Dune 2, which I don't even think is out yet.
No, it comes out next month.
Oh, does it?
I didn't even see one.
Oh, yeah. I've watched it like 3 times already.
It's a good movie,
but I'm kind of a nerd.
I get made fun of how much I don't watch movies. The guys will talk about movies and they're like, "You've seen this one, right?" I'm like, "You name 10 movies, I probably haven't seen 9 of them." I'm just not a movie guy.
So maybe something to think about.
You're a sports guy, so you're good.
I'll try to do some exotic sports research for next week.
No,
so
it's
I
all
keep
good.
saying it every week. I think we'll get there.
Well, again,
we got to get the right exotic sport.
We all have jobs and families, and sometimes it's hard enough just to get the research in for what we're betting on together, right?
Yeah. Most of my college research this week was sitting in a car on the way to Milwaukee, so
yeah,
it wasn't great.
I'm actually surprised no one brought anything up. I mean, I know we're trying not to do Thursday night football, but that game tomorrow night, Chiefs Broncos.
I looked at it a little bit, but
yeah, I did too.
Oh, I came up with my own same game parlay, so I'm hoping I got a little better success than last week. So we'll see.
Well, they must.
I got Pacheco at so I got Pacheco at an anytime TD. He's hit that 6 of the last 10 and 3 of the last 3. Mahomes for over 274.5 yards passing. He hit 60% of that when that has been his over in his last 10 games at home. So 6 out of his last 10 at home, and he's tore Denver like the past 3 games that he's played against them. The only question I have
every
is
game he's played against them.
Right.
Yeah. Is so the question is Kelsey going to play tomorrow or not? But I really don't think it'll matter. And then I got McKinnon for over 14.5 yards receiving, which he's hit 4 out of his last 5, 7 out of his last 10, and 9 of his last team. We'll see.
Good odds. Good odds.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I thought my one last week was going to do well too, and it sucked. Well, it didn't suck. It was just Jordan Love didn't pass the ball the first half because they kept throwing check down the whole day first half. And then
welcome to being a Carolina fan.
Yeah. And then Garoppolo would throw it to the best wide receiver on his team the whole game until like the last 2 minutes of the game. It's like, I'm going to actually start throwing it to Devontae Adams when he averages like 15 targets a game. He had
infuriating.
Like 7.
Do they have anybody else to catch the ball?
That Bobby Myers actually he's pretty good receiver. So I think he had like 8 or 9 catches for. I think he was well over 100 yards. It was really frustrating that I just needed Adams to get 6 or more receptions, and then and I was taking back and forth with you guys too. As it's like it's only 90 more yards, and there's only 4 minutes to go. He could easily do that.
Yeah, I'm like, you got this. He's got this.
I think
he did not
80 yards short.
No, he did not.
So I'm hopefully gonna have time to get that in tomorrow, but we'll see. So
yeah, I threw a little 4-leg parlay together on the way up here. College.
What'd you got? What do you got?
I did Rutgers the 5.5, and then I did over for Indiana, Michigan at 44.5 or 45.5. Sorry. And then the over for Arkansas, Alabama, 46.5. The over for Ohio State, Purdue at 49.5. That's a plus 1291.
I like it. Would you drop a grand on that? Is that what you?
Yeah, 5K.
5K. Sounds right.
$10. Win me 139.
Nice. Well, good luck.
I went and looked back at my other parlay that I've got hanging out here. Division winners. Some of those aren't looking so hot.
Your team, namely, right?
I got San Francisco, Carolina, Detroit, Philadelphia, the Jets, Tennessee, Baltimore, and Kansas City.
Other than the Jets and Carolina. Others are all in play.
Yeah.
So bottom of the 7th, Diamondbacks are leading 4-2. They just got out of they gave up a run last inning, but kind of got out of a jam. Had a couple runners on. So let's go. Yeah. Let's sweep LA. Next week I go to Philadelphia. Oh, your favorite place, your favorite fans.
I can only imagine how that's going to go if
D'Alessandro's for a cheesesteak
tomorrow.
Seriously, go to D'Alessandro's for a cheesesteak. That's where you're going.
Yeah, absolutely. Company's paying for it, so
there you go.
I can only imagine how that's going to go.
You're going to wear your Brave stuff?
I don't even want to think about it.
Don't wear your Brave stuff.
I won't. Yeah, it'll be too fresh.
Yeah, the wound is still open.
Yeah. The only thing that'll make it better is if Atlanta makes a really strong play at Shohei Ohtani this offseason, which they've got the money to do.
Yeah. My team never has money for that stuff.
They position themselves well that they could potentially snag him.
Ohtani on that team? Oh, my gosh.
Just as a DH.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're good, guys. I think we got a good show here. We got our bets in place, and now we go into the weekend. Aaron, you want to tell everyone how to follow us?
Yeah, we're on the old Twitters, or I guess X. At the number 1, and then Rad Dads. Facebook, we're just the old Dancing with the Odds.
Awesome. We're also on YouTube now. Just look for Dancing with the Odds.
Oh, yes, and also the old TikToks.
The old TikTok at DWTO6, because there are 5 other DWTOs apparently. So just been putting our bets on there. So follow us if you want to check in on how our bets are doing.
We had a little bit of interaction this past week. We did some fan photo submission, which is good.
Yeah.
Keep interacting with us. He was also very excited to know that it was on our social media. He goes, "Did my dog make it?" So, yeah,
that's great. Nice. That's great. Yeah. So if that goes for those of you who actually know us. If you send us things, we may use some of that in our social media posts.
Yeah. And if you don't send us anything, we know that you're not listening. So thanks a lot.
Correct. So yeah, appreciate that.
Just listen.
Just listen. Give us a listen.
It counts.
That's it. 60 seconds. Give us 60 seconds.
Yeah. Although you're going to want to listen longer. You know you will.
Yeah.
You'll be hooked. It'll only take you 60 seconds to get hooked, I'm sure.
Yep.
But of course, if they're not listening to this, they don't know that they should listen. So it's a whole catch-22.
True.
This is why we need the yard signs.
That's right. Yard signs coming. Flags? Flyers?
Maybe.
I was looking at hats the other day. Maybe we get some swag to pass out.
I like it. What about koozies?
Ooh, yeah.
Wouldn't work for that. Everyone likes another koozie.
Yeah.
You can never have too many.
That's right.
Maybe do a live show at a local business establishment that one of our friends may or may not own. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe possibly a Bears fan. Is that what you're talking about? Interesting.
And a potential first guest.
Even if he's a Bears fan, it's okay.
He'd love to talk about how the Bears are turning it around and making a Super Bowl run.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yep. Well, all right, guys. Think we're good. Thank you, listeners.
Yep. Thank you.
Off we go to the weekend. Let's win these bets.
Let's get it.
All right.
Huzzah.
The content provided in this podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not provide any form of gambling advice, recommendations, or endorsements. It is essential to make your betting decisions based on your own judgment. Thank you for being a part of our podcast community. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Dancing with the Odds, and we look forward to sharing more insights and entertainment with you in the future. Remember, gamble responsibly and stay in control.